everybody, welcome to the Jam Yearbook. I am Jim, and I'm here with Matt. And Matt,
hello, everybody.
Today we are going to wish you a happy Father's Day, because it is Father's Day, or the release date of this episode. I'm not a dad. I've got a puppy, so I guess I'm a fur
Dog
daddy.
Dog dad.
Dog dad.
Oh, my God. No,
Fur daddy?
Close to furry, my friend. Dog dad.
Okay, I'll be a dog dad. That's a better idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, Father's Day is here upon us, and we were going to talk about dad rock and whether we think this is a good phrase, a bad phrase. I think it's embraceable, dad rock, but also talk about where it came from, how it is now used, how it's evolved over time. Matt, when we were growing up in the 80s, what was dad rock?
Classic rock.
Yeah.
It was classic rock until maybe 15 years ago? This dad rock thing started to gain traction.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could have been longer ago, but that sounded still kind of like I don't know about dad rock as a term, but classic rock, yeah, that made sense. Because what was classic rock to our parents? Doo-wop and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really sound like what you would refer to as rock. But
No.
Classic rock for our age would be your Bad Companies, your Led Zeppelins, whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah. Early Aerosmith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went and did some research, and I found in the Oxford English Dictionary the first time that I know, give me that look. The first time dad rock was used was in 1994, and it's kind of cool to find out that it came from a Scottish newspaper. It was from, I believe it's now called Herald Scotland, but it was called Glasgow Herald back in the day, back before everything was online. And it was referring to the guitar music that was coming out in the early 90s, like Oasis, Cast,
Really?
Because that music was
calling that dad rock.
Well, because that music was celebrating or copying older rock music. And this article was about techno, club, house, trance music. And so it was kind of a derogatory phrase where it was picking on this new rock music that's coming out, just sounds like rehashed dad rock.
All right, I get it.
Yeah. And then they, there was a reference a few weeks later or a few years later when Oasis played in front of U2, and U2 was called the Dad Rock Dinosaurs in 1987.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're pretty harsh in their musical write-ups of this. But as music has evolved over the years, the first time dad rock really got used and has stuck like glue was Wilco. And when
Wilco.
Wilco, when they came along, I forget the name of the album, but it was early 2000s.
The Foxtrot.
No, it was the Blue Sky.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have the name of the album in front of me, but it was that album that in its release, it got referred to as dad rock. And instead of taking it as a derogatory term, Wilco kind of went, yeah, cool, we're dad rock. And as time went on, more bands like the Foo Fighters, Green Day, obviously our generation of grunge rock stars became dad rock, and then also you'll have your Creeds and your Nickelbacks, and they fit right into that category.
Creed is your absentee dads.
Yeah.
Because you just make bad decisions, I guess.
Yeah. and with Nickelback,
I'll drink to
Nickelback.
the phrase "fuck Creed, fuck Nickelback."
Well, there's Nickelback. Look at this photograph. Have you seen my dad?
Because I haven't.
No. But as time's gone on, dad rock has progressed to just kind of commonly encompass all music that the current generation is referring to that's generationally behind it. So
it's a totally pejorative statement to call somebody dad rock.
So right now, the Gen Z call the millennial music
Gen
dad rock.
Xers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gen Xers to millennials and everything. It's probably like your Led Zeppelin
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, because that's what we would refer to as classic rock, even though it's probably closer to something from the late 70s, early 80s.
Well, I mean, I'm sure people can relate to this if they're our age and they're watching, even if you're not, even if you're in your 30s or your 40s. But when you're a teenager and you're 15 to 18 years old and you hear a song that's 10 years old, that's an old song to you. You're like, oh, that's an old
Well,
song.
especially now, it's like it takes 3 years old. It's like, oh, you're still listening to something from 3 years ago. Oh my God, get out of here.
Yeah,
buddy.
we are. At our age, we've forgotten that it's 3 years old.
Well, yeah, because sometimes there's so much music out there. It takes 3 years for it to find your goddamn ears.
That's true. That's true. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think we can maybe kind of just decide right here on the show today that dad rock has replaced classic rock. I think because classic rock will still fit its own category possibly of being something from the 70s. I would go there, but I would say beyond that, once you start going through the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, you start shifting that phrase classic rock and it starts becoming just dad rock.
Yeah, and then we'll have to come up with a new term, because what is dad rock to every generation is going to be different.
It is. Well,
Right? I can't wait. So
anything 5 to 10 years old. I think when it comes to the
so for what generation is it going to be that we can call it new dad rock? The
new
end
dad
of the
rock.
U, right? New dad rock, because that's going to be the douchiest generation of all time.
Yeah.
No. New dad rock, complete with wallet chains.
Sorry, everybody who just turned us off. Don't, just because Matt says that.
Hey, laugh with us, not at us.
Not at us. I do think that the new dad rock, please don't. We actually predicted new rock as a playlist being NU or new.
God. Yeah.
So let's just do new dad rock. We can try to avoid that. But
eventually we're just going to start calling stuff music. And if it's good or if it's shite. And then we can move on from that. And really, that's a moving the goalpost moment, calling something good or shit. So,
well, we can't leave out moms, even though we're celebrating Father's Day. Mother's Day has passed, and I did a little look into whether or not there was something called mom rock, because I felt like, well, we're gonna come on here and all classic rock is, dad rock, but I should have known it's not. If you go back to the 80s, you're gonna have bands like Fleetwood Mac, Pat Benatar, Heart. That's kind of the mom rock from that generation. If you get to the 90s, you've got your Alanis Morissettes, your Fiona Apple, but also Sarah McLachlan. But also kind of fitting into that, you get the power ballad bands. So you're going to get like Bon Jovi. I mean, come on. Songs like Always by Bon Jovi were not going to be made famous by dad rock guys.
Everything post Slippery When Wet.
Yeah, all those ballads.
I would say. Otherwise, you're going to have an argument on your hand with who can claim what as their music. So
yeah, and you can probably bet that dad rock guys didn't make Iris by Goo Goo Dolls the forever hit that it's become since. There's mom rock material, yeah. And we can probably even go back and blame Creed on mom rock a little bit. I think that.
How so?
Well, I don't know.
How are you going to make that argument?
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think Creed was just a frat boy.
Yes.
Maybe like frat boy emo. Is that what we could call Creed?
frat boy Bible emo, I guess. I don't know if they ever shook that image of being a Christian band in disguise.
Well, they weren't.
There's nothing wrong with
but
Christian
they weren't.
music. I'm just saying. Once people start labeling you something on the internet, it just grows legs.
It does.
And it won't let go. And who cares? If you like the music, you like the music. It doesn't matter if I call it shit or not.
And once you get that label on the internet, nobody's going to go and research whether it's gone away. They're going to decide that's what it is, that's what it's called, and they're going to move 100%. On with their day. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, nice little short conversation about dad rock, but just to make sure that we are wishing all the dads out there a very happy Father's Day. We hope you have a wonderful day no matter what you do, and that you continue to tune in, listen to the Jam Yearbook, give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and maybe leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the show. Maybe let us know what your favorite dad rock song is.
Or something you want us to cover in the future.
Yeah, we'd be happy to take suggestions. Because then we don't have to think of it ourselves.
Yeah, so hard. Thinking is so hard.
It is.
To a certain age.
It is. All right, Matt. We will catch you on the flip side.
All right. See you later, Jim. Right. See you later, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Jam Yearbook.
We'll see you again soon.
Subscribe to the Jam Yearbook.